What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My buddy just sent me this story. It's from Zero Hedge. I'll link to it below. It's massive fire breaks out at poultry farm that supplies eggs to major supermarkets. And it goes on to tell how many tens of millions of chickens were killed in this fire and how many eggs will be in deficit now. And basically the recap on this is eggs go up in price, chicken goes up in price if they're available at all. Just get ready. To which I'm can't say I'm against it, right? Because I think that the solution is more people raise their own chicken. More people work with a local guy who does raise their own chicken. More local farmers realize, let's put our chickens out on pasture, start raising them grass-fed, which heals the soil and actually causes carbon drawdown, which allows that land to be richer in nutrients, so that you could have cattle or sheep or something else on top of that. And so can't say I'm totally against this stuff, but I have to say I can't believe that this is all true. This is all just by accident. That every week we see a news story of oh, this plant caught on fire. Oh, this happened. Oh, there's bird flu. Oh, there's this. While at the same time we keep hearing these narratives of we don't want you to eat meat. Essentially no more eating meat. Just no need for it. I don't know what quite to make of it, besides just saying it's odd. But it does seem like we are on our way towards a destination. I don't think that the powers that be are going to be successful in doing this, because I think that the only proper response, which is what I'm focused on, is get out of the system. That's it. We're going to get a story like this. 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be bringing you another story. Oh, this thing caught on fire. Oh, this thing that we never heard about, caught on fire. It's just a constant. But thus is the consequences of a debt-based monetary system. When you have a fiat-based monetary system, think about this. What's the pricing? What's the price of new homes, or just homes in general, if you can't get 30-year fixed rate mortgages? Let's say that you can only get a 5-year mortgage, like it used to be. Many decades ago, it was only a 5-year mortgage with 50% down, and you couldn't refinance it. This is actually in a continuing education course for the Florida Realtor Association, and that's where I pulled this from. And I was that's interesting. I didn't know this. What does housing look like? Do you have McMansions? Do you have 3,000, 4,000 square foot homes? Or is it more give me a 950 square foot home, something I can save up 3-4 years, put 50% down on, and pay the thing off in 5 years? But what does society look like if the average guy and gal in your society has a paid for home? What type of employment decisions do people make when they have equity? It's just interesting to think about. And read through the story. I'll link it below. These things aren't going to stop. When you have a fiat-based monetary system, it has to expand. If it's not allowed to expand, it by default it means it's in contraction. But if it's in contraction, that means everybody is defaulting. And so if everybody is defaulting, that means that debt-based holders, assets, people that hold debt on their balance sheet, large banks, are essentially getting wiped out. And we know that ain't gonna happen. But I bring you this story because I think it's interesting, to use the word lightly. But I also think that the solution moving forward isn't oh, there's gonna be shortages. I think the solution is get off your butt and let's move forward. That's what I'm really interested in, is okay, cool, let's decentralize chicken production. Sounds like a good idea. Let's get chicken out on grass instead of putting them in a 1-by-1 area, okay? The Fear and Death Administration, that's the FDA for you guys that are normies. The Fear and Death Administration essentially says a 1-by-1 square foot area per chicken is passable. 2-by-2, or 2 square feet, excuse me, not that big. A 2 square foot area is free range. Look it up on their website. These are their numbers. let's decentralize this. You know, like let's work with like local guys that are raising chickens or eggs. I mean, in my last couple of videos, I put out how we're messing with it, and I'm learning a lot, like mainly through failure. Basically, all of it through failure. But I'm also able to interact with people who are also messing with these things and learning from them. But I think that the solution here with every single crisis that is going to continue to come down the pike is like, let's decentralize everything. Everything, including the currency that you transact in. Like my buddy yesterday was over here. We had dinner and had his family over, and it was great. And he saw what I had going on. He's like, Trap, I want to be your first chicken subscriber. Like, I want eggs. I want 3 dozen eggs a week, period. As a family of 5. And he's the guy that taught me the raw egg shakes. If you guys haven't seen that, it's a good video. I think people really like it. And I mean, they're addicting. They really are. And he's like, I want to be your first, like, I want to be, subscribe me up. And I'm like, cool. Like, we'll be transacting in Bitcoin. Like, that's it, pretty much. Like, we can do silver, obviously. And he's like, yeah, that's cool with me. I think that's the solution moving forward. Is like, let's move forward and say, like, you know, screw you to the system. Decentralize everything and get back to basics. And through doing so, you're creating cash flow and income streams that otherwise wouldn't have been there on a decentralized manner, and also leaving their old system, which gives them less power. Because I have a hard time believing that a chicken farm or factory, which by the way is kind of an oxymoron, like, oh yeah, we have chicken factory. Like, really? Like, that's no way to hold livestock. Okay, like they should be out there like naturally, like roaming on grass, and like we shouldn't just have them like just doing their, you know, just packed into small buildings. And oh my goodness, there's a bird flu running around. Oh, all these chickens are gonna, like, it's just, yeah, obviously it's not healthy. We can't do this moving forward. Like, this is not how you move forward. I'm interested in moving forward. I think that every few weeks I'll be bringing you additional stories like this. But I think it's hilarious. It's sad, but it's odd. Let's put it that way. And the solution is, look, let's move forward. Screw them. Like, the old system is a boomer created, like, really evil system. Like, it really has done it really has wreaked havoc throughout the entire planet. I mean, the U.S. has killed 800,000 Syrians in the last few years. Like, nobody sanctioned the U.S. because they couldn't. 500,000 Iraqis, most of which are children. Nobody sanctioned the U.S. Oh, but there's a border war in Ukraine, and oh, Putin bad. It's just ridiculous. Whatever. We can't change any of these things. But what we can do is change our buying habits and change our production habits. And so, in my opinion, find a person who's homesteading or wants to homestead, get together with some families and be like, yo, let's do this. Create co-ops, or just in general, like get out, and in any capacity that you can. And so until next time, guys, I'll see you down in the comments. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. And if you find this content valuable, please share it with a family member or friend. The channel has been growing mainly because of that. And I super, super appreciate it. It's not like you can throw like chicken factory fire in the title and, get the Google algorithms to help you along. So you guys are the reason for the growth, and I am very, very thankful.